Hello and welcome in the next video. Today I will make a review of QiDi Plus4 3D printer. It will be pretty fresh review as I bought it just 2 months ago and I've made around 200 hours on it. That means that my printer is bought with all the fixes and upgrades and was not impacted by the recall action due to faulty SSR. If you are buying Plus4 now, it's all fixed. So traditionally starting with the numbers, and the numbers looks really good here. The build volume is 305 times 305 times 280 mm, 20k max acceleration, 600 mm per second top speed, direct drive extruder dual z-axis, and $799 price at the time of recording. Nozzle heats up to 370 Celsius degree, bed goes up to 120 degrees, and heated chamber up to 65 degrees. Starting from the advantages. The printer is really well made quality-wise. Internal frame and all the components are high quality. Belts are 10 mm wide, bed is 6 mm thick, and everything is well thought through. Also exterior. Front and top door is glass, and overall the printer is really nice looking. Side and back panels are plastic, but in my opinion it's good, because it's not adding additional weight to already pretty heavy printer. Another advantage is the reachable temperatures. 370 degrees for the nozzle and 120 degrees for the bed are really expanding the range of materials it can handle. Out of standard ABS, ASA and nylon, it can handle PPS and it's touching the bottom requirements of PEEK, what's really impressive. The nozzle itself also is well designed and has 80 watts heater. The screen and user interface also got improved versus the previous generation. The touchscreen has better quality, more functionality and clearer design. What also got improved is bed leveling. Plus4 is still using the Hall sensor for leveling, but it just works. I haven't done any manual calibration or Z offset compensation, it was all very accurate from the beginning. The printer was also properly silenced. All the walls are covered with soundproof material, which is also good for keeping the heat inside the printer when printing more demanding materials. There are also seals around the top and front panel, and as a result the printer is pretty silent in comparison to QiDi Q1 Pro or Bambula P1S. I'm personally very impressed with the nozzle. It's much longer than most of nozzles on the market, what gives the filament more time to preheat and what results in better print quality with higher speeds. Prints in PLA are coming out nice and shiny, when on other printers I've often seen that filament didn't get enough time to really melt properly when printing on higher speeds. What also finally got solved in correct way is the spool holder placement. Filament is placed above the printer, so the access is easy and there is no need to get behind the printer to load new one. Nozzle cleaning is also one of the best I've seen. QiDi uses small part of PEI sheet on one side of the purge bin and cleaning pad on the other side, combining it with really good cleaning G-code before every print. I really like it and I never had any problems with it, what I can't say about the Bambula P1P and P1S. The external dimensions of the printer also got improved, so now the ratio of bed size to printer size looks much better than in previous generation. I can't complain about the slicer as well. QiDi offers both their own QiDi slicer and printer profile for Orca slicer, so we have a choice. Now moving to the cons. Situation here is same as with QiDi X-Max 3. Avoid printers from the first production batch due to problems with SSR. Fortunately, this problem existed only for printers in US, So if you are based anywhere else, you are safe. In US it's also fixed right now, so all the new printers are good. Except from that, I don't really have much to say here. All the small problems I was mentioning in Xmax Free review are improved and corrected. One thing I can mention for now is still the lack of multi-material system. Plus 4 is prepared for it and there is all the necessary hardware, but there is still a delay with release of QiDi box for multicolor printing. And that's actually the only thing that really is missing here. Except from that, I can mention very slow loading of print miniatures on the screen. Touchscreen in general is really fast and works well, but the moment you go to Files folder, it slows down to load all the thumbnails of previous prints. It's not a problem if you have 2 or 3 files there, but if you have 20 or 30, it might take some time to go through all the pages to find the file you want to print. Now, let's give the printer some points. I divided the score to 5 categories: print quality, first layer, user experience, features, and price. And in each category, the printer can get maximum 10 points. So, print quality, 8.5 out of 10. This printer produces almost flawless prints, no matter what material you use. Also, as I mentioned before, thanks to new nozzle design, prints really look much better with higher speeds than on the competitors. Nothing I can complain about here. First layer, 8 out of 10. I would personally prefer different auto leveling method than the Hall sensor, but it still simply just works. So the result is delivered, and so far I didn't have any failed print because of the first layer, so again, nothing to complain here. User experience, 7 out of 10. Here I could see the improvement versus the QiDi Xmax 3. Touchscreen works much better, all the design is more intuitive, there is a choice with used slicer. I personally like QiDi slicer, but still prefer Orca slicer, because still in QiDi slicer a lot of settings is a bit hidden and you need to know where to look for it. Wi-Fi connection works properly and I didn't have any problems sending the print remotely and then controlling it over the phone app. But here QiDi lose 1 point. Phone app is just a raw clipper page, so there is room for improvement to make everything more intuitive and accessible, because it's not perfect UI for a phone. Features 8.5 out of 10. This printer really has almost everything. Nice enclosure, auxiliary fan, chamber heater, active carbon filtration, cyst filament cutter, and nozzle cleaning system. Wi-Fi, LAN and USB port for connection, big printing area, filament runout sensor, filament tangle detection, and finally a good camera with much higher FPS than on Bambulab P1S, and better placement. It's actually missing only the multi-material system, at least so far. Finally, price, 8 out of 10. For $7.99, that's a lot of printer we are getting. Big with really solid build and a lot of features. I think Plus 4 is priced fairly and I can see what I paid for, so no complaints here. To sum it up, it's definitely the best 3D printer from QiDi so far, and one of the best on the market overall. The bed size will be enough for majority of people, print quality is really good and it will handle majority of available materials without any problem. It's built in solid way and offers a lot of features and improvements, what's definitely worth the price. The only thing missing is the multi-material system that is supposed to be released soon, but we are still waiting. So if you don't need print multicolor, I can warmly recommend Plus 4. If you need multicolor system, you will need to wait a bit for when it's released. For now, personally, Plus 4 became my first choice printer. That's all from me in this video. Please leave some feedback or suggestions in the comments about the review. since it's quite new channel and maybe I'm missing some relevant informations you would like to hear or test the printer in some different aspects. Consider also leaving a like or subscription because there will be more reviews coming. Thank you and see you in the next one.